TVweb.com.
There's people in my life who've used me. They all claim to take responsibility for my success. If I had my druthers, I'd kill every last one of them.
So guys, I want to start by asking about Splatter. So here you got three total horror film legends working together, yourself, Roger Corman, Corey, and of course Joe Dante. So I was wondering how that combined energy on the set helped to sort of create what we're going to see on the computer on Splatter.
I think the energy on the set stemmed from the pre-production because we had a very complicated show to do in a fairly short period of time. So the pre-production was essential. My work was mainly with Joe on the script and then, of course, in the production end of it, and then Joe and Corey and the cast, so that everybody came together on the set prepared to work immediately. It wasn't one of those things where you walk onto the set and the director says, "Where do I put the camera?" You walk on the set and the director says, "The camera goes there, Corey goes here." Corey knows exactly what he's going to do. He's prepared, and I have to say it was great. Corey was completely prepared for that character.
Thank you.
How was it working with Joe Dante again and working with Roger?
Well, it was a lot of fun, first of all, and that was really the most exciting part of this project for me, was the opportunity. Obviously Joe and I have done 2 other projects together. Roger and I have done 3 other projects together prior to this, and it was kind of like the 3 of us working together again for the first time because we'd never collaborated. So getting to revisit and also do something new was really inspiring, and it was a lot of fun, and we enjoyed the process. The other really nice part about it was the opportunity that Netflix gave us, which was to be innovative and kind of pioneer this new form of media.
Well, can you give us a little overview of the project and how the whole interactiveness of the computers, that the whole thing is going to work?
The idea came from Netflix. They called me and they said we'd like to have about a 10-minute webisode, they call it, of a horror picture of some people trapped somewhere and they get killed. And I said, "Well, I've done that 20, 30 times. I can do that." But then they said, the kicker is immediately after it shows, the audience votes as to who they want killed in the next episode, and we want the next episode on in 1 week, giving us a little less than 7 days because we have to wait for the results of the poll, giving us, say, 6.5 days to write, shoot, edit, do post-production, and have a complete new show on in a little less than a week, and then do it again for the 3rd week. And I think that's what brought all of us to it, because it was something new. It was going back to our roots and saying, let's start all over again.
Well, you're a prolific filmmaker, so I was wondering, and Corey, of course, have been many films, so I was wondering, how was this experience and working with Netflix and doing it for this type of medium different than other projects you've been associated with?
Well, from a standpoint of Netflix, they were very good because almost all of my films have been independent, but some of them have been major studios, and Netflix would be the equivalent of a major studio, and they were extremely supportive. The key thing from their standpoint was the script and the casting. They gave us script notes, which were good. Sometimes you get script notes, you can say, "What is this?" But their notes were very good, and their help was excellent all the way.
Corey, we're big fans of yours over at TVweb, and we
Thank
read your
you.
blog all the time.
Thank you.
I know that
yeah,
you've dealt with...
I appreciate you guys always linking me as well.
Yeah, we do. No, we love it.
It's
We
very
love it.
nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that from reading your blog, you went through a lot of personal loss this summer, and I was wondering, was it sort of cathartic for you in a sense to be able to kind of poke fun and sort of deal with death in an interesting way in this project? Was that something that attracted you to it?
Well, very poignant of you to bring that up. Actually, you're the first who actually has kind of gotten the correlation there. But it was interesting timing. It was interesting timing. I mean, here I am playing some eccentric rock star who lives in a castle and invites all of the people to the reading of his will after they've used and abused him his whole life. And, of course, you can find some parallels in that. Of course, the name Splatter kind of reminiscent of something else. And the fact that you had Joe Dante directing it versus another director of his genre who directed something else with somebody else. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of tie-ins that are kind of obvious to me, but I don't know if the rest of the world will get it. It was also hard. That made it a little harder to kind of, deal with the death issue. I mean, I did have a lot of deaths this year, more than ever in my life, as a matter of fact. And I dealt with 6 of them, ironically, over the summer. And I believe there's 5 deaths in Splatter. Well, 6, I guess, if you consider mine, then, isn't that right?
Was it very emotionally difficult for you to then do this role, or?
It wasn't very, but it was slightly difficult because I did have to kind of look at the gore and look at the blood and kind of take it all very lightly. And I think cathartic is a good word. I was able to remove myself at a certain point, and I think that the humor element of it made me remember how to laugh about things and how to not kind of put the intensity on it that I might have otherwise. So thank God for the fact that Joe Dante has a style which incorporates humor into his horror, because it certainly helped me survive in this character.
What Corey said about humor. What Corey said about humor is important. This is a horror show, but all of us know that within a horror picture or webisode or anything, some humor must be there. You have to give the audience a few moments to smile or laugh between the shots, between the shocks. Because if you don't, they may find places to laugh where you don't expect it.
Or don't want them to.
Yes.
Right.
Is that something you learned over your years of experience?
It took me a couple of pictures. I think by the 3rd or 4th horror film I made, I realized that the audience wanted this relief. They wanted that, and it built to the point where some of our films became horror comedies, and then in things like Little Shop of Horrors, it became a comedy with horror. We went all the way with the comedy. This one, however, we're back to the concept of a horror picture with humor.
Can you talk about you and Joe's choice to bring in Corey and to give him a call and cast him in this? Why did you know Corey was the right person to play Johnny Splatter?
Well, Corey had worked with me, and he'd worked with Joe. He'd not worked with both of us at the same time, so we both knew him. We knew he was a good actor. We knew he could play Johnny Splatter, and that he could bring the intensity and the insanity of Johnny Splatter to the screen or to the television set, the internet. Speaking of that, I might mention that the show isn't just for Netflix subscribers. Anybody can turn it on.
Right. Anyone can log on to the website. And then
You don't have to log on. All you have to do is remember the address, www.netflix.com/splatter. You don't have to be a member. It streams instantly and for free for anybody in America.
Awesome. And then what about the process of, because now you're going to have to do more episodes, and based on, from what you're telling me, what the voting will be, things will change in the script. So are you guys full in production for the next few weeks?
Not really. There'll be a little bit of shooting, but my wife, who is a co-producer, came up with the answer. Joe and I were saying, all right, we're going to shoot all of this for the first episode. What can we shoot in advance to make the next 2 episodes easier? And Julie, my wife, said, 5 people are in the house. 4 people are going to die. Why don't we shoot the deaths of all 5 and just throw away the death of the person who survives? And that was the key to enable us to get a jump on the shooting.
Oh, brilliant. So you guys are already ahead of the game.
Everybody dies.
Everyone dies. And then I wanted to ask you guys, you both have done so many great horror films and have such a great resume for both of you. So I was wondering, do you feel that Splatter is going to be a significant part of your resumes, of your careers after this?
Well, we hope so.
I think so. As a matter of fact, I could see Johnny Splatter going on to doing more webisodes. Even Johnny Splatter could do a film or a TV series. I mean, he's a great character.
Oh, great.
It's ironic that you asked that, because we were just discussing it outside in the hallway, saying, this thing could have legs, and you never know what can happen. If America likes it as much as we hope they will, and from what we've seen, I think they're going to be pretty pleased.
Great.